Hey Pisces, I need to start with something important before we dive into today's reading. This particular energy we are exploring today, it is not going to resonate with everyone watching. Some of you might feel this does not apply to your situation right now, and that is completely okay. Not every message is meant for every person at every moment in their journey. But if you feel a pull, if something in your gut tells you to keep watching, then this reading might be exactly what you need to hear right now. So I shuffled the cards earlier with this very specific energy in mind, and what came through was incredibly powerful. We are talking about someone in your life who is going through something intense. While you have been moving forward, healing, growing, they have been stuck, completely stuck. And not just stuck in a gentle way, but in a way that is eating them alive from the inside. They are watching you from wherever they are, whether that is physically nearby or energetically connected to you, and they are devastated. I am talking about someone who cannot sleep properly, who is lying in bed at night, pulling their hair out, figuratively, and maybe even literally, trying to understand what went wrong and why they feel so powerless now. The cards wanted to show us exactly what is happening in this dynamic. And I have to say, the universe has quite the story to tell you today. Let me walk you through what came up. The first card that appeared was the Five of Swords, and this one set the entire tone for what we are looking at here. This card is all about conflict, defeat, and hollow victories. When I see this card in a reading about someone who wronged you, it tells me this person thought they won something. They thought they had the upper hand in whatever situation played out between you two. Maybe they manipulated circumstances. Maybe they walked away thinking they got the better end of things. Maybe they even gloated about it to others. The Five of Swords shows someone collecting swords after a battle. But if you look at the imagery closely, there is no joy in that victory. It is empty. And that is exactly what this person is experiencing right now. They are realizing that whatever they thought they gained by hurting you, betraying you, or walking away from you, it was not worth it. Not even close. The Five of Swords is called the card of Pyrrhic victory for a reason. You know what a Pyrrhic victory is, right? It is when you win a battle, but the cost is so devastating that it might as well be a loss. That is where this person is sitting right now. They might have gotten what they wanted in the immediate moment, but they are starting to see the real price they paid, and that price is haunting them. What I find really interesting about this card showing up first is that it reveals their awareness. They are not oblivious to what they did. They know. Deep down in places they do not want to acknowledge, they know they messed up. They know they hurt someone who actually cared about them. They know they made a choice that cannot be easily undone. And that awareness is torture because they cannot go back and fix it. The swords they collected, the victory they claimed, it all feels meaningless now. I can see this person looking at their life, looking at what they have, and feeling absolutely hollow inside because the one thing that actually mattered, that connection with you, that is gone. The energy of the Five of Swords also speaks to inner conflict. This person is battling with themselves constantly. Part of them wants to reach out, wants to apologize, wants to make things right. But another part, that proud, ego-driven part, is still trying to justify their actions. They are having these internal arguments where they go back and forth. One moment they are thinking about how they can fix this. The next moment they are trying to convince themselves that they were right to do what they did. It is exhausting for them, absolutely exhausting. And you know what? You are not losing any sleep over their internal war. That is the beautiful part of where you are now compared to where they are. Moving forward, the Emperor showed up, and this card brings such a different energy to the reading. The Emperor is about authority, structure, stability, and personal power. When this card appears in the context of your energy, it is telling me that you have stepped into a version of yourself that is completely self-possessed. You are not the same person who was hurt by this situation. You have built something within yourself that is solid. While they are falling apart, you are standing tall. While they are losing their grip on reality, you are firmly grounded in yours. The Emperor represents someone who has taken control of their own kingdom. And your kingdom, Pisces, is your inner world, your peace, your boundaries, your standards. You are not letting anyone disrupt that anymore. This is what is absolutely terrifying to the person the Five of Swords represented. They thought you would crumble without them. They thought you would be the one devastated, the one unable to move on. Instead, you have become this force of stability and strength that they did not anticipate. You have Emperor energy now, which means you are ruling your life with wisdom and authority. What is really powerful about the Emperor in this position is that it shows me you are not looking back. The Emperor faces forward. The Emperor builds for the future. You are not sitting around dwelling on what happened or who hurt you. You have processed it, learned from it, and moved forward with purpose. You have established new boundaries that are non-negotiable. You have decided what you will and will not accept in your life moving forward. And this is so different from who you might have been before. Someone who perhaps was too giving, too understanding, too willing to overlook red flags. The Emperor does not operate that way. The Emperor sees things clearly and makes decisions based on what serves the greater good of their realm. This person who hurt you, they are watching this transformation in you, and it is shaking them to their core. They expected a different outcome. They expected you to chase them, to beg, to fall apart. Instead, you have become stronger. You have become more focused. You have become someone who knows their worth and is not willing to settle for anything less than what they deserve. That is the Emperor energy in full effect. Then we have the Chariot coming through, and oh, this card is bringing so much confirmation about your forward momentum. The Chariot is all about victory through determination, about moving forward despite obstacles, about harnessing opposing forces and directing them toward a singular goal. When I see the Chariot in a reading like this, it tells me you are not just standing still in your strength like the Emperor, you are moving. You are actively progressing in your life. You are going places, literally or metaphorically, and nothing is stopping you. The Chariot requires absolute focus and willpower. The person driving the Chariot has to control two sphinxes or horses that want to go in different directions, and yet they manage to move forward in a straight line. That is you right now, Pisces. You are managing different aspects of your life, different emotions, different responsibilities, and you are still managing to move forward with grace and determination. You are not letting confusion or mixed feelings derail you. You have a destination in mind, and you are heading toward it with unwavering focus. What does this mean in terms of the person who is watching you and falling apart? It means they are seeing you thrive. They are seeing you succeed. They are seeing you accomplish things, reach milestones, grow into a better version of yourself, all without them. And this is crushing them because they thought they were essential to your happiness. They thought you needed them to be complete. The Chariot is showing them very clearly that not only do you not need them, but you are actually doing better without them. Your life has more direction now. Your path is clearer. Your victories are sweeter because they are yours alone. I want you to really sit with that for a moment. While this person is stagnant, stuck in their regret and their what-ifs, you are out here winning. You are out here making moves. You are out here living your best life. The Chariot does not look back because there is nothing behind worth seeing. Everything worth having is ahead, and you know that deep in your soul. This realization is part of what has this person so devastated. They gambled on you being unable to move on, and they lost that bet spectacularly. The Page of Swords appeared next, and this card brings such interesting energy to the reading. The Page of Swords is curious, vigilant, and always seeking truth. This card is about mental clarity, about cutting through illusions, about seeing situations for what they really are rather than what we wish they were. In the context of this reading, the Page of Swords represents a shift in perspective that happened for you. There was a moment, maybe not even a dramatic moment, where you suddenly saw this person in this situation with complete clarity. All the excuses you might have made for them, all the ways you might have justified their behavior, all the hope you might have held on to that they would change. It all just dissolved. The Page of Swords brought you truth, and truth is liberating even when it hurts. You saw them for who they actually are, not who you hoped they could be. You saw the situation for what it actually was, not what you tried to convince yourself it was. And once you see the truth that clearly, you cannot unsee it. You cannot go back to the illusion. You cannot pretend anymore. This is another layer of why this person is so devastated right now. They can feel that you see through them. They can sense that whatever mask they wore around you, whatever persona they maintained, it does not work anymore. You are not buying it. You are not falling for the charm or the manipulation or the excuses. The Page of Swords has given you this ability to cut through nonsense with precision, and that is terrifying for someone who relies on keeping others confused or emotionally entangled. The Page of Swords also suggests that you might be gathering information, whether consciously or subconsciously. You are paying attention to patterns. You are noticing things about human behavior, about relationships, about your own triggers and responses. You are learning and growing mentally in ways that are making you sharper, more perceptive, harder to fool. This personal development is something this other person cannot compete with because they are not doing that work on themselves. They are stuck in their emotional turmoil while you are evolving intellectually and emotionally. There is also an element of communication with the Page of Swords. This could mean you have spoken your truth to this person or to others about what happened. You are not keeping secrets to protect them anymore. You are not hiding the reality of the situation out of misplaced loyalty. The Page of Swords speaks plainly and honestly, and that honesty might be part of what has this person realizing the weight of their actions. When you stop covering for someone, when you stop making excuses for them, when you simply tell the truth about what happened, that truth has power, it has consequences for them. And they are dealing with those consequences now. The Hermit came through next, and this card is absolutely beautiful in the context of your healing journey. The Hermit is not about loneliness, despite what people sometimes think. The Hermit is about intentional solitude, about going inward to find wisdom, about taking time away from the noise of the world to connect with your inner light. When I see the Hermit in a reading like this, it tells me you took time for yourself. You did not jump into another situation trying to replace what was lost. You did not distract yourself with superficial connections. You went inward. This period of Hermit energy was essential for your transformation. It was during this time of solitude and self-reflection that you became the Emperor. It was during this time that you found the strength to drive the chariot forward. It was during this time that the Page of Swords brought you clarity. The Hermit represents the inner work that nobody sees but everyone eventually notices the results of. You did the work, Pisces. You sat with uncomfortable feelings. You processed pain instead of running from it. You asked yourself hard questions and gave yourself honest answers. What is absolutely beautiful about the Hermit energy is that it creates a kind of self-sufficiency that is unshakable. When you have spent time alone and discovered that you are actually good company for yourself, when you have found peace in your own presence, when you have connected with your own inner wisdom, you become complete within yourself. You are no longer looking for someone else to complete you or validate you or give your life meaning. You found that within yourself, and that is the most powerful place any person can be. This person who is watching you and falling apart, they can see this self-sufficiency in you, and it is driving them crazy. They want to be needed by you. They want to feel like they still have some kind of hold on you. But the Hermit energy has freed you from needing them or anyone else to feel whole. You have your own light now, and it shines brightly enough to guide your own path. You do not need their light, their validation, their presence. And that realization for them is absolutely devastating because they are just now understanding what they actually lost. They did not just lose a person, they lost someone who was genuinely good for them, someone who actually cared, someone who brought real value to their life. The Empress appeared after the Hermit, And I love this progression because it shows the natural evolution of your healing journey. After going inward with the Hermit, you emerged as the Empress. The Empress is about abundance, creativity, nurturing, beauty, and fertility in all its forms. This card tells me you are in a phase of blooming. You are creating things, whether that is creative projects, new relationships, new opportunities, or simply a more beautiful life for yourself. You are in your feminine power, which is receptive, magnetic, and abundant. The Empress sits in her garden surrounded by beauty that she has cultivated. That is you right now. You are cultivating beauty in your life. You are planting seeds that will grow into wonderful things. You are attracting positive people and situations because the energy you are putting out is magnetic and attractive. The Empress does not chase, the Empress attracts. She does not force, she allows. She does not deplete herself. She pours from an overflowing cup. You have become this person, and it is such a beautiful transformation from wherever you were when this painful situation first happened. In contrast to the Empress energy you are embodying, this person who hurt you is in a barren emotional landscape. While you are surrounded by beauty and growth and abundance, they are surrounded by the consequences of their choices, which feel empty and dead. The Empress is life-giving, and they rejected that life-giving energy when they rejected you. Now, they are stuck with the absence of it, and that absence is palpable. They are feeling the lack of warmth, the lack of care, the lack of genuine connection that you brought to their life. The Empress also represents self-love and self-care. You are taking care of yourself now in ways you maybe did not before. You are prioritizing your well-being, your happiness, your peace. You are treating yourself with the love and respect you deserve. And this is yet another thing that this person is witnessing, that is making them realize what they lost. They had someone who was the embodiment of the Empress, nurturing and abundant and beautiful, and they threw it away. Now they get to watch you give all of that Empress energy to yourself, and potentially to others who actually deserve it, while they get nothing. That is karma in action. The Fool appeared in the reading, and this card is fascinating in this context because it represents new beginnings, fresh starts, and stepping into the unknown with faith and optimism. The Fool is at the beginning of a journey, standing at the edge of a cliff, about to step off into pure potential. This is where you are right now, Pisces. You are at the beginning of something new. You have closed the door on what hurt you, and you are opening doors to fresh possibilities. The beautiful thing about the Fool is the innocence and optimism it carries. Despite what you have been through, despite the pain this person caused, you have not become bitter or closed off. You still believe in good things. You still have hope for the future. You still have that spark of excitement about what life might bring. The Fool is willing to take risks, to trust, to believe in magic again, and you have found your way back to that place, which is incredibly powerful. This person who is devastated watching you, they are seeing you step into new beginnings while they are trapped in the ending of what they destroyed. The Fool moves forward with lightness and joy while they are weighed down with regret and what-ifs. The Fool does not carry baggage from the past because the Fool is focused entirely on the adventure ahead. You have let go of the baggage this situation created, or you are in the process of letting it go, and that freedom is visible in your energy. Meanwhile, this person is carrying the weight of their mistakes, and it is crushing them. The Fool also suggests that you are being protected on this new journey. If you look at traditional imagery of the Fool card, there is often a small dog at the Fool's feet, representing instinct and protection. The universe is watching over you as you step into these new beginnings. You are being guided, even when you cannot see the full path ahead. You have a kind of divine innocence around you right now that is attracting good things and good people into your life. This person who hurt you, they are not part of your new beginning. They belong to the old chapter that is closed, and they are realizing that they are being left behind while you move forward into something beautiful. The King of Swords came through, and this card brings such powerful energy of mental clarity, truth, and fair judgment. The King of Swords is the ultimate authority on truth and justice. This king sits on his throne with his sword pointed upward, representing clear thinking, honest communication, and impartial judgment. In the context of this reading, the King of Swords represents the karmic justice that is unfolding in this situation. This person who hurt you, they are facing the consequences of their actions, and those consequences are being delivered with the precision and fairness of the King of Swords. The King of Swords does not deal in emotions or excuses. This king looks at actions and their consequences. This king weighs truth against lies. This king delivers verdicts based on what actually happened, not what people wish had happened or what they claim happened. And the verdict in your situation is clear. This person acted poorly, they hurt someone who cared about them, they made choices that were selfish or cruel or thoughtless, and now they are experiencing the natural consequences of those choices. That is not you punishing them, that is the universe reflecting their own energy back to them. What I find really powerful about the King of Swords appearing here is that it validates your perception of the situation. Sometimes when we are hurt, we question ourselves, we wonder if we are overreacting, if we are being too harsh, if we should give more chances. But the King of Swords is here to tell you that your assessment of the situation was correct. You saw things clearly. Your boundaries were justified. Your decision to walk away or to protect yourself was the right call. The King of Swords confirms that truth matters and the truth in your situation is on your side. This person is dealing with the King of Swords energy in their own consciousness. They cannot escape their own thoughts. They cannot run from their own awareness of what they did. The King of Swords cuts through all their excuses and justifications and leaves them face to face with the bare truth of their actions. And that truth is uncomfortable. That truth keeps them up at night. That truth is what has them lying in bed feeling powerless and devastated. They know what they did, they know it was wrong, and they know they cannot undo it. That is the judgment of the King of Swords. The King of Swords also suggests that you are embodying this energy yourself. You are thinking clearly about the situation. You are not getting lost in fantasy or false hope. You are seeing this person and this dynamic with absolute clarity, and that clarity is protecting you from making choices that would hurt you further. You are making decisions from your head as well as your heart, and that combination of logic and emotion is incredibly powerful. You are not letting your emotions override your common sense, but you are also not completely shutting down emotionally. You are balanced, clear, and strong in your perspective. The Page of Cups appeared in the reading, and this card brings such sweet, gentle energy after all the sword energy we have been working with. The Page of Cups is about emotional openness, creative inspiration, and sweet new beginnings in the emotional realm. This page holds a cup with a little fish in it, representing the surprises and delights that can come when we open our hearts again. In the context of your situation, the Page of Cups is telling me that despite what you went through, your heart is healing. Your capacity for love, for joy, for connection, it is all still there. It is being renewed. The Page of Cups suggests that new emotional opportunities are coming your way. Maybe it is a new friendship that feels really genuine and supportive. Maybe it is a romantic interest who approaches you with sincerity and kindness. Maybe it is simply a renewed relationship with yourself where you are falling in love with your own life again. Whatever form it takes, the Page of Cups brings a message that your emotional world is about to get a lot more beautiful and fulfilling. This is in stark contrast to what this other person is experiencing emotionally. While you are opening up to new emotional experiences and connections, they are stuck in regret and longing for what they lost. The Page of Cups is playful and optimistic, qualities they are completely disconnected from right now. They are heavy with their mistakes while you are becoming light again. They are closed off in their pain while you are opening up to new possibilities. The contrast could not be more dramatic. The Page of Cups also suggests that you are expressing yourself creatively or emotionally in ways that feel authentic and fulfilling. Maybe you are writing, creating art, sharing your feelings with trusted friends, or simply allowing yourself to feel what you feel without judgment. This emotional authenticity is healing for you and attractive to others. People are drawn to the genuine emotional energy you are putting out. Meanwhile, This person who hurt you is trapped in their own emotional prison, unable to connect authentically because they are so consumed with their own guilt and regret. The Eight of Pentacles showed up last, and this card is all about dedication, mastery, and consistent effort toward improvement. The Eight of Pentacles shows someone bent over their workbench, carefully crafting pentacles one by one. This is someone committed to excellence, to getting better, to putting in the work day after day to master their craft. In your reading, Pisces, this tells me you are dedicated to your own growth and improvement. You are not just passively healing, you are actively working on yourself. The Eight of Pentacles might show up as you developing new skills, focusing on your career or education, working on your physical health, going to therapy, reading self-help books, practicing meditation, whatever form your self-improvement takes. The key here is consistency and dedication. You are showing up for yourself every single day. You are putting in the work to become the best version of yourself. You are treating your personal development like a craft that requires attention and practice. And that dedication is paying off in visible ways. This person who is watching you from their place of devastation, they can see your dedication to yourself. They can see you improving, growing, evolving. And it is making them realize that you were someone who was always willing to put in the work, always willing to try, always willing to grow. They had that in you, someone committed to being better, and they did not value it. Now they get to watch you direct all that dedication toward yourself instead of toward them or the relationship. You are no longer trying to fix what was broken between you. You are focused entirely on building yourself up, and that is the smartest investment you could make. The Eight of Pentacles also suggests that you are building something lasting. You are not looking for quick fixes or shortcuts. You are willing to put in the time and effort required to create real, sustainable change in your life. You are laying brick by brick the foundation of your future, and that future looks bright because it is built on solid ground. This person, on the other hand, is realizing that they destroyed something that was already built, something that was solid and real, and now they are starting from scratch with nothing. They threw away the Eight of Pentacles for the fool's gold of the Five of Swords, and they are paying the price for that choice. So when we look at all these cards together, Pisces, we see such a clear story. This person thought they won something when they hurt you or walked away from you. They thought they had the upper hand. But what actually happened is they destroyed their own life while you went on to build something beautiful. You took time for yourself. You did the inner work. You emerged stronger and more clear-headed. You stepped into your power. You started moving forward with purpose, and you opened yourself up to new beginnings. You are dedicated to your own growth. You are attracting abundance and beauty into your life, and you are becoming someone who operates from a place of wisdom and truth. Meanwhile, this person is stuck. They are watching you thrive and realizing what they lost. They are battling their own conscience. They are facing the fair judgment of karma. They are emotionally devastated because they cannot undo what they did. They are powerless to change the past or to force their way back into your present. They are lying in bed at night, replaying their mistakes, pulling their hair out over the what-ifs, completely drained by their own regret. And you know what? That is not your problem to fix. That is not your burden to carry. That is the natural consequence of their choices, delivered by the impartial hand of the universe. The beautiful part about where you are now is that you are free. You are free from the drama, free from the pain, free from the confusion that this person brought into your life. You are building something new and beautiful for yourself, and nothing from your past can touch that unless you allow it to. You have the Emperor's strength, the Chariot's momentum, the Hermit's wisdom, the Empress's abundance, the Fool's optimism, the King of Swords' clarity, the Page of Cups' emotional renewal, and the Eight of Pentacles' dedication. That is an incredibly powerful combination of energies, and it is all yours. This reading is a confirmation that you did the right thing by protecting yourself. You did the right thing by walking away or setting boundaries or refusing to accept less than you deserve. You did the right thing by choosing yourself. And the universe is supporting that choice by blessing you with growth and new opportunities while this person faces the consequences of not valuing what they had. That is karma. That is justice. That is the natural order of things reasserting itself. If you are watching this and feeling like you need permission to keep moving forward without guilt, this is it. You do not owe this person anything. You do not owe them forgiveness on their timeline. You do not owe them another chance. You do not owe them your emotional energy or your mental space. What you owe is to yourself. You owe yourself the beautiful life you are building. You owe yourself the peace you have fought for. You owe yourself the respect of maintaining your boundaries. And from what the cards are showing me, you are doing exactly that. So keep going, Pisces. Keep building, keep growing, keep opening your heart to new possibilities. Keep dedicating yourself to your own evolution. Keep driving that chariot forward toward your goals and dreams. Let this person deal with their own karma while you focus on your own blessings. They made their choice, and now they have to live with it. You made your choice too, the choice to value yourself, and that choice is leading you somewhere beautiful. The scared, devastated, powerless person in this reading, that is not you. That is someone who gambled with something precious and lost. You, on the other hand, are winning in every way that matters. You are winning in your growth, in your peace, in your clarity, in your emotional healing, in your dedication to yourself. Keep being that person. Keep choosing yourself. Keep building your empire. And let karma handle the rest. I hope this reading resonated with you and gave you some clarity or confirmation about what you are experiencing. If it did, I would love to hear about it. And remember, not every message is for every person. So if this one was not your story, that is totally okay. Trust your intuition about what applies to you. Take care of yourself, Pisces, and I will see you in the next reading.